Andrew, thanks for joining us. Second team T20 today. It must be good to be getting out here in the beautiful weather and get the season started.
Yeah, the weather's awesome today. About time really, because we've had a bit of bad weather for the last couple of days. So now it's nice to get out there, some nice weather, and hopefully a couple of good games now today.
So talk to me a little bit about spin bowling. So you played 12 games in the Blast last year. Probably fair to say, probably 5-6 years ago, spin bowlers in T20 not used as much, probably seen that they could come in and get slapped around. What does a spin bowler bring, or two spin bowlers bring, to the Glamorgan team?
Yeah, well, personally I think it's essential. If you look at sort of the successful 2020 teams across the world, you see they do play a big part in the game. I think it's just being clever about it, knowing your opposition, what sort of tactics to use. Sometimes it's a case of taking the pace off the ball, sometimes it's putting pace on the ball, and yeah, it's just trying to work out different tactics, different angles to try and bring about the best results for us.
So when you're facing those big hitters, obviously a pace bowler will probably bowl a little bit of bounce and intimidate. What's the strategy for a spin bowler in that situation when you're facing a sort of Chris Gale or somebody like that?
Yeah, well, don't give all the tactics away, but yeah, you can tell when a batsman's coming after you, especially if it's in the sort of first 6 or the last 4. So yeah, now it's just being wise about where their striking zones are, in terms of where their strengths are, where they're most likely wanting to hit you, and it's a case of just being proactive in bowling a line, bowling a length where they don't necessarily want it to be there.
A couple of years ago in the Big Bash, we saw Shane Warne was mic'd up, and he talked through a couple of deliveries where he made the batsman play a particular shot, and then the batsman anticipated that same ball and he went through his legs, took his stumps out. Is that something that you work on?
No, I did see that. I saw Warne talk about that when I think it was a Yorker when he went for the fuller ball. You have a plan before you bowl a ball. You know exactly where you want to put it and what the batsman most likely try and do. Of course, in 2020, with the way they're playing some new shots and the way they go about the game, you can't really pick it out. But now that's the test, and it's a good challenge.
It took 9 wickets last year, obviously bowling spin. Is it a case of going for wickets, or are you just looking to limit those boundary hits?
I think they both play a massive role. I think you have to look to get wickets. The best way to keep your run rate down is by getting wickets. So yeah, you got to hunt wickets, you got to be aggressive, and that's the best way to win 2020s.
I'll just touch on batting, because obviously in T20 the wickets do fall very quickly, and you can end up going in as a 7 or an 8 and needing to hit sort of big runs. I'll take you back to Lancashire, agony of the defeated quarter-final. You came in with Jack Rudolph, you needed sort of 24 off 11. What do a batsman say to each other in a situation like that? Is it a case of just going after every ball, or waiting and seeing as the ball plays out?
Yeah, no, everyone's got their own game plan. I think Rudolph's awesome for that, in terms of the fact he's calm, collective, and he knows exactly what needs to be done. He played great innings against Lancashire. Shame we just fell out 1 run short. But in terms of what we were talking about, it's just knowing your game zones, your game plan, where you're looking to strike the ball. I try and best to score those boundaries, or tickle the ones over to get Rudolph on strike, whatever the case may be.
I've just seen you hit a massive 6 into a stands here in the warm-up. Talk to me about when you actually go and hit a 6. Is it all about calculated risks and kind of making that decision as the ball's bouncing in? As the ball comes in, do you think, yeah, this one's on, or is it just a bit more luck?
Oh no, you got to know where your game plan is and what you're looking to do. When it goes to sort of that boundary hit, and if you're needing, 20 and over or something like that, then big chances are you're looking to hit a 6, and you know what sort of area is key for you. I think it changes player to player really. Some guys would like to hit straight 6s when it's full. Others would like to take the short ball on and try and hit square the wicket. So it's just knowing your strengths and really trying to execute it on the day really.
Okay, we'll look ahead now. We start off at Surrey, a place we went and got a result last year. Big win over there. What's it like going down to the Oval first up? Yeah,
that was a great experience last year. The crowd were awesome. It was quite tight then in the last over, and you could definitely hear every single one of the people in the crowd that day. But the atmosphere was brilliant, and hoping for the same thing this game now.